Last year I got a whole truckload of leaves and I put them right here. And then I got another load of leaves. What do I need? This one and this one. Okay, let's go. Hey, it's Kate. I hope you're having a great day. What's in the garden today? You probably already guessed. It's leaf mold, but we're also going to take a look at the compost. And I put that second set of leaves right here. This has been sitting here for 1 year. Sort of. This is still just leaves. This is not it looks like leaf mold. It's not leaf mold. It's actually grass clippings with leaf mold. You see, when we mow the lawn, we bag all of our grass clippings, and you don't want to just put them in one big heap by themselves because they're going to get all sticky and gucky and really gross and smelly. So you need to mix that in with some browns. And to do that, we use some of the leaves to mix in with the grass. So this is a really basic compost. It looks like just leaves because that came with the last set of grass clippings. Back to the leaf mold. What happened was I had the two piles of leaves. The one next to the compost. The idea was as the grass was growing in the spring, I would mix that into the compost to mix in with the grass. And the same for this one. As we mowed the lawn out here, we would mix it into the lawn clippings and then we wouldn't end up with a big stinky mess. So eventually last spring, I wanted to plant into that bed next to the compost, so I had to move all the leaves, which was most of them, out here. And so this is what's left. The pile has condensed significantly. Something neat between these two piles is there is a whole bunch of mushrooms growing. It's promising to see. So the age-old question, is the leaf mold finished? Let's see. The first good sign is we've got good moisture. And this was definitely not how it was all summer long. I think when you get past this upper layer, it's starting to look really good at the lower part. So this is starting to look very good. It's very fluffy. You can compress it, but it's not holding its shape at all. There's a pocket of lighter leaves. I think the difference in color is from the type of leaves. Not entirely sure. So I am finding some little pockets of lighter colors, although it might be the way that it's decomposing. It's hard to tell. So, is this leaf mold finished? This looks very nice. I would say this is probably not quite finished, but well on its way. It looks really good. There's a surprising amount of roots in here, considering this has been here for only 1 year. This is just full of roots. Impressive. It's a big tree though. Okay. So if we look in here, there are definitely lots of worms. You can smell it, and there's some heat in here for sure. So that is decomposing pretty well. It looks a lot like kind of like wood chips almost, like decomposing wood chips. It's actually really nice. Oh yeah, there's roots in there too. I guess that's what happens when you put it next to a big tree. Now the bottom is dry. Absolutely dry. And you can certainly tell the leaves look like leaves, they're crumbly. Although the texture is a little off. The texture is a little different than just regular dry leaves. There is warmth in here. So Clearly, a process has been happening here, but it still looks like leaves. And there's a bit of moss mixed in too. So the two piles look very different, but also there's more similarities than I would have guessed. This one with the grass mixed in certainly has some heat. You can tell there's some warmth. It's dry at the bottom. The leaf pile doesn't seem to have any warmth. It's wet at the bottom. Presumably the warmth is keeping this from staying wet. There's a whole bunch of worms in this one. I did not see any worms in the leaf pile. I can only assume there's more nutrition in this one with the grass, just because there was nitrogen added originally. The leaves should be pretty much just carbon. While we're at it, why don't we look at the compost as well? Super relatable, right? Everybody keeps all their junk in their compost. Okay, let's see. This is definitely not finished. It generally looks pretty good. You can't see that. I'm not tall enough. Okay. There's lots of bits that are very recognizable, but generally it's a fairly fine material. It looks really nice. Okay. This is not the best way to store your tools. However, probably better than keeping them in the rain. This generally looks pretty nice. Let's see if we can get some from lower down. This looks beautiful. Jeez, why have I not been using this? Now this is looking a lot more soil-like. Could probably use a bit more moisture. It's not bad though. It looks good. This is absolutely ready to use. There are some lumps still, but that's totally fine. If I come across any really big lumps, I can just throw them back in the compost. Some bigger sticks, but you know, it looks good. Stick some lumps. So there's some more sort of leafy sections. Generally looks nice. So everybody's leaf mold and compost is going to look a little different. I could even tell there was different looking sections within my own leaf mold and compost. It does not mean you've done anything wrong. I even ignored mine for the entire summer. The reality is this is how nature works. If you leave things out, they will decompose. There are things that you can do along the way to help speed them up, but one way or another, you're going to get there. It just might take a little longer. Hopefully this was at least a little bit helpful. So for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.